Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kyra, and today I am bringing to you the third episode of ranking recent purchases. If you're new to my channel, a very special welcome to you. I hope you will consider subscribing before you leave if you like what you see today. It's free, it's easy, and it helps you find my videos Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday when I upload. And allegedly, if you ring that notification bell to all, YouTube will let you know when that happens. Allegedly. So if you're new to this series, so am I. This is the third video in this series, and this is just kind of me coming back to give you my bite-sized reviews and rank products that I have purchased in recent months. So this month, to kind of catch up with all of my recent purchases, I still had things all the way back, I think, through March that needed to be ranked and included in one of these videos. I decided to do two of these this month and split up my more high-end purchases from my more affordable purchases. So today we're going to be ranking my high-end purchases from all the way back to March. And there are 14 products that I'm going to share with you today, so let's get started with number 14. Number 14 is this MAC Girls Classic Cutie palette. This was a free gift with purchase when you made a certain amount of a purchase during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. I've also seen it up for gift with purchase since then. I actually got to choose the colorway that I wanted to receive, and I chose this purple one because you and everybody else in my life are always telling me to wear more purple eyeshadow, so I thought that would be fun. It does come with this really pretty highlighter. At first I was afraid it might look a little ashy on me, but it actually looked pretty nice and I like that. And I do like the eyeshadows in this palette. However, I'm not a big fan of like monochromatic palettes or palettes that only have a few mattes, which means a lot of my looks are going to come out looking the same. I feel like that's the case with this palette. However, I do think that the eyeshadows in here are beautiful individually, something that I would add to another palette as like a lid shade or something like that. So all of these products today I still really like, or they wouldn't be in my collection. I did a declutter recently. If you missed that, I will link it up in the cards for you. But this one comes in at number 14 just because I like everything else better. Coming in at number 13 is one of the two Persona Super Blushes that I purchased. This is the shade Carmel. I do like this blush. It's just the one that I've gotten the least amount of use out of the two that I purchased. It is really pretty though. The formula is beautiful. It blends beautifully. It has a nice healthy luminosity on the skin, but it's not shimmery or glowy by any means. So the only reason this one fell down where it did is because I like the other one a little better, and I have more of these type of pinky, dusty, rosy kind of shades in my blush collection. So, you know, I have a lot of choices when it comes to that color, and this one kind of, it just gets forgotten about, to be honest, but I'm still glad that I have it. Coming in at number 12, reminder, I love all of these products, but I had to put it somewhere, and I decided that number 12 would be the Ofra by Samantha March River Bronzer Duo. I do like this bronzer. It is beautiful. I find that I have to be a little bit careful when applying it to the skin because it is very pigmented, and I also don't think it blends quite as easily as some other bronzers in my collection, but it is really pretty. The main thing is it has a ton, like absolute ton of kick up. And most of the time, like, you know, your normal amount of kick up doesn't really bother me, but this is excessive, as is the blush. So for that reason, that's why it fell down a little bit further in the ranking. But again, it is beautiful. I love that it has a shimmery side and a more matte, or in my opinion, more of a satin side. I think the way the pan is designed, it's hard to get in one side or the other depending on what kind of a bronzer brush you use. But like I said, the main reason it falls where it does is because of the messy factor. And for pretty much the same reason, at number 11 is the Ofra by Samantha March Chick Lit Blush Duo. This is a really pretty blush. I find that I have a little bit of an easier time using one shade or the other versus mixing them together. When you mix them together, you really get kind of a pretty nice neutral type of blush. I don't know why I don't gravitate toward this more. It's not one, admittedly, that I've been super duper excited to use, for as excited as I was when I purchased these two pieces, the bronzer and the blush. I already had the highlight from its original launch. So I don't know, I just need to incorporate this in my routine more. I do like the shades separately, like I said, as well. I tend to wear the matte, more peachy side by itself more than the glowy side. If I'm going to use the glowy side, I usually just mix them together. But I'm still glad that I have them. It's just, you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Coming in at number 10 is the other Persona Super Blush. This is in the shade Georgia. It's the peachier one, and it's right here. I mean, they're kind of similar. One's just quite a bit more warm and peachy than the other. I really like this blush. It's a really nice blush for my skin tone. Again, it's got that stunning luminosity to the skin without there being any sparkle or anything like that. It's a natural, healthy, glowy skin look. And I also really like this very minimal packaging. I wish more brands would do something like this, or how like Essence packages their blush. They're very thin and streamlined, easy to store. I just store mine backward in my drawer so that when I'm looking for blush, I can see which is which, because it has a color-coded sticker on the bottom. So 5 stars for packaging to Persona. Coming in at number 9 is a powder that I discovered through a friend and another channel. It's the Sephora MicroSmooth powder. This is in the shade 15 Light Nude, and it's a nice powder for sure. For one thing, this powder is like rock hard, and so I love that I can just go in there with my brush sort of willy-nilly and, you know, apply it to my face. This is a very lightweight powder, so if you're not a big fan of powder, this might be one that you would actually like, that might help extend the longevity of your makeup a little bit, but not look powdery. It's more like a finishing powder, if I'm being honest. I don't think it says that it is, but it feels more like a finishing powder. And, you know, I like it. I would equate this to something similar to an Hourglass powder without the lighting qualities of the Hourglass powders. Just a very nice lightweight powder. I would recommend it, and because it's a Sephora brand, it's a lot cheaper than a lot of stuff sold at Sephora. Coming in at number 8 is something that might surprise you a little bit, and I did go ahead and talk about this and rank this as well as the other 2 palettes in today's ranking in my bite-size reviews on bite-size palettes video, which I will also link for you up in the eye and down in the description box. But coming in at number 8 is my Charlotte Tilbury Luxury Eyeshadow Quad in the pillow top colorway. This is a beautiful palette. If I was going on a vacation, which nobody is right now, but if I was going somewhere, say I'm going to the cabin in the woods with my hubby, but I want to have a little something with me, this would be a fantastic travel palette. I usually keep things pretty simple in terms of makeup when I'm traveling, and this does have, you know, your nice brown and pink neutrals, and you know, you have a nice light shimmer for the lid as well as a little glittery topper type shade. I just don't think this is worth the money, if I'm being honest, and I'm always honest with you guys. It doesn't matter if it's drugstore or luxury products, but $56, I cannot believe that I purchased this, if I'm being honest. It's something I wanted for a long time, but it's something I always talked myself out of because I, from the get-go, felt like $56 for 4 tiny eyeshadows, mind you, was just ridiculous. And it is. There's nothing about these shadows that warrants the price. They're beautiful shadows, but I mean, this is even more outstanding if you figure out like cost per gram and all of that stuff. This is even worse than buying a Natasha Denona palette, which I've been known to do, but I actually feel Natasha Denona's eyeshadow palette, like the different eyeshadow formulas rather, are worth the price, and you get a ton of product no matter how you buy her eyeshadows. So I just didn't think this was worth it. It's something I will use, keep, enjoy, but I don't recommend buying 4 tiny eyeshadows for $56. I just don't. I'm sorry. Coming in at number 7 is something you may or may not have even seen on my channel, and that is this RMS trio. It's called the Sensual, yikes, I almost dropped it. Sensual Skin Trio, and it looks like this. These are powder products, but I'm very brand curious when it comes to RMS. And so I was like, oh, I like these color. It kind of looks like Neapolitan ice cream if you ask me, but I am actually wearing this entire trio on my face today, blush, bronzer, and highlight. I do like this product. This is what the individual shades look like. I love that the highlighter is just a nice natural glow on the skin. I think this is a pink blush that would be pretty flattering to most people unless you're of a beautiful deeper skin tone. It may not work for you. To be fair, this trio would not work for anyone of a nice deeper skin tone, but I do like the products in this little trio. I could definitely see traveling with it if that ever happens again. I really like the textures of the powder. They're soft, but they're not so soft that they have a ton of kick up or that they're hard to blend or anything like that. They're beautifully buildable as well. So I think this is something that I'll be able to wear any time of year. And I just like the simplicity of products like this. Just one bronzer, one highlight, and one blush. And, you know, I'm out the door. And this, again, like I said, these are very neutral in the way that they would go with a lot of looks, and so it just kind of takes the guesswork out of things, and I really like this little trio. I'm glad I picked it up. All right, coming in at number 6 is a Khakiluz reviews or makeup or whatever her name is. Khaki, you know who Khaki is, don't you? I'll link her down below. She totally made me buy this product, but I was introduced to this particular product by Jessica Braun, so I'll link her too. But is the Kosas Color and Light Creme Duo here. This particular colorway is Velvet Melon, and it looks like this. I could not resist. This like cantaloupe shade is so very unique to my collection, not just in cream products, but in powder products as well. I don't have another blush like it, and then I just love this type of soft golden champagne highlight. Very flattering on my skin. I will put up a picture here of a look that I created using the Natasha Denona bronze palette wearing this Kosas duo, but the blush looks like this and the highlight looks like this. This is the type of product that you can apply any old way that you choose. I personally tend to use a sponge with these products, and I just dip my little sponge in here and go to town, and I love it. And these products do set down completely, so once you put them on, they're not going anywhere. I also have the colorway in 8th Muse, which is also a favorite. Absolutely stunning really glad I picked up this other colorway. Next at number 5 is a product I really didn't think I was going to buy. I did wait through the hype before I went ahead and picked it up. I've been trying to do that a lot more lately on certain things, specifically things that I have so many multiples of in my collection, and in this case it's bronzer. At number 5 I have the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Matte Bronzing Filter, and I got mine in the shade medium. This is a whole lot of bronzer. A lifetime of bronzer. If you only needed one bronzer, or one matte bronzer in your collection, you could definitely easily pick up this one and have all the bronzer you need for the rest of your life. I will say these run very light. This is the medium shade, and this is a decently heavy swatch. Right now I do have to build this up a little bit on my skin. I do like that the light version is something that a very, very fair-skinned person could really enjoy, because I know that there's not a lot of choices for those of you with that beautiful alabaster porcelain skin. So that is a plus to this. Another plus is that these are refillable. I can imagine using this up and then wanting to purchase it again necessarily. It's a good bronzer, don't get me wrong. It is a beautiful bronzer. Do I think it was worth the price tag? Again, no. I don't. I am glad to have it. I do love it, but I don't think it's special enough other than in its beautiful packaging and its capability to be refilled. I don't think that the bronzer formula itself is worth the price. And I hope you guys don't feel like I'm being too negative, because I generally am pretty happy with most products. But I do have to be honest always with you guys, and I do, when I've had a huge influx of products, I like to rank them somewhere, and this is a beautiful product. It's ranked at number 5, so it's not way down at the bottom. I'm glad to have it. It feels luxurious every time I pull this beautiful case out, the whole thing. But it's just a matte bronzer. It doesn't bronze you all by itself. It's not a self-bronzing bronzer or anything like that. It doesn't come with a TV or anything to warrant the price, in my opinion. So it's beautiful, but I don't think you need to run out and buy it either. However, the product coming in at number 4 is one that I am very glad that I purchased. It's one that I thought about for quite a long time. It had been on my list at Sephora for well over a year, and then I saw my girl Angela over at Beauty by Angela receive this product for Mother's Day. Was it Yeah, it was Mother's Day, and saw her apply it, and I was like, oh snap, I'm ordering that right now. And it is the Natasha Denona Mini Blush and Glow. This has 2 shades. Golden Coral is the name of the blush, and then All Over Glow in 01 Light is the highlighter. They look like this. If you want just that healthy, juicy cheek look, I don't know, I don't even know how to describe it, but just juicy and but it's a natural glow. It looks like it's part of your skin. This duo is fantastic. I love this way more than I love the Bronze and Glow, which I also own. And I just really love this little compact thing. It has a really nice mirror in here. I think if you took this and then maybe if you had a mini bronzer like my Bronze and Glow, this would be a great little set of things to travel with. This is super sturdy but still sleek packaging, so it gets all the points for the packaging, but the products inside are what is really special. It's all I can do not to want to use this 4 times a week, because I'm just currently trying to work through everything in each category of my makeup before I go around and start using other things again. But this is a winner chicken dinner. All right, top 3, baby. Coming in at number 3 is the Natasha Denona Mini Glam palette. If you want to see how I would rank all of my Natasha Denona palettes, I will link up at the eye and in the description box for you the ranking my Natasha Denona's palettes video English that I put out recently. But this is what she looks like. Really beautiful neutral color story, and some people have said that it's cool tone. I wouldn't say that really. Here are all the shades here. You can't really see the champagne-y one at the bottom very well, but I wouldn't necessarily say this is very cool tone, but it is a beautiful neutral color story. I also really love this because she included one of her cream to powder shadows in here with this one right here, which means it applies like a cream and then it dries down or turns into a powder formula. And I love that because it makes this a really nice base or wind shadow look or anything like that. I'm a huge fan of her cream to powder formula. I think this one could easily go from day to night. I think this could be a beautiful everyday palette. I think you can get glam looks, obviously. It's a mini glam. But I think you can use it for every day too. And I love these little teeny tiny color stories that are just so easy to grab for. You've got some variety and versatility, but without having to think too hard if you're in a hurry. If you've been watching my other videos, then number 1 and 2 will not probably surprise you too much because I've done videos featuring both of these products recently. But coming in at number 2 is the Natasha Denona Kyra palette, otherwise known as the Mini Retro. I love this palette. This very first shade, Galaxia, here is like magic in a pan. So pretty. And these are just my colors. I mean, look at it. I could have worn it today, but this is from the bronze palette. I'm still working on 7 looks. But this is just my perfect palette. I love pink, I love green, and I especially love them together. So this is what the palette looks like. This is that first shade, Galaxia, and all the shades are beautiful. They all work beautifully. I love this palette. I'm so glad I jumped on it as soon as it comes out. And Natasha Denona, if you're watching this, and we know you aren't, but if you're a bigger YouTube and you're watching this, YouTuber, let Natasha Denona know that we want a full-size palette like this mini retro palette. And then, last but not least, drum roll please, Matte Glow Play blush in So Natural. It looks like this. It is my most perfect blush shade. It just looks like a natural flush on me. I love that it's in this like putty textured formula, a lot like the ColourPop Super Shock shadows. I love that this is not too orange, it's not too peachy, it doesn't have yellow to it, but it's not brown. Like, it's just my perfect nude blush. And this formula is just so forgiving and so easy to use. You can use a sponge, you can use a brush, you can use your fingers. You know, I mean, I suppose there's other ways I'm not aware of, but I love this blush. I highly recommend this formula, even if you're not attracted to this shade. I do have another shade in this formula that is called Cheeky Devil, and it's kind of a very, very light, fresh, warm toned pink. And I like that one too, but this one is a shade that I've sort of been unofficially searching for quite a long time. I like a nude blush. I like having a blush that I can grab and use with any look, especially if I'm in a hurry, and let's face it, these days I am. So I'm so happy that I found this product. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's perfect in every way, and Jessica Braun made me buy it, so let's just blame her. And with all of that, that is my ranking of my recent purchases on the high-end side of things. Coming soon will be the more affordable ranking, and that one is way bigger and longer, so I'm gonna have to try and do like speed reviews on that one. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, you could give it a thumbs up for me, or if you didn't, feel free to give me a thumbs down. Either helps me out here on the YouTube platform. And with all of that said, thank you so much for spending part of your day here with me today. I always love chatting with you guys and bringing you new videos, and I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely beautiful makeup days, and I will see you in my next video real soon.